I'm here to join you with Port of Long Beach, Deputy Executive Director Noel Hasagaba, our Vice Mayor Cindy Allen, our First District Councilwoman Mary Zendejas, and other city leaders. And we're proud to be here with you today to share some good news about a conversation that begun more than a year ago, and we're proud of the direction that this thing is heading. Long Beach has tremendous and boundless opportunities as a multimodal hub. We are certainly a driver of our region's economy, and we're confident that we have the ability to continue to have a strong, prosperous future with respect to goods movement as well as tourism. As a part of our 100-day plan, we talked about exploring opportunities to grow revenue and grow our economy in new and more sustainable directions, and placing a focus on growth industries through our Grow Long Beach initiative. Two of those growth industries are tourism, which is largely driven by our Queen Mary, and our ports, which is the region's economic driver. And we've asked city staff to look at new ways to establish partnerships and identify innovative ways to use our existing resources more strategically. So today, we're announcing one of those strategic partnerships and innovative partnerships to help achieve more than one goal. So today, we're announcing an anticipated partnership between the City of Long Beach and the Port of Long Beach. This partnership will provide investment for the Queen Mary while in turn strengthening two Long Beach industry sectors, tourism and hospitality, transportation and logistics. Here's what we're proposing. We've identified 13.9 acres of underutilized city-controlled oil operations properties located within the port jurisdiction. Under the proposed agreement, Long Beach Energy Resources would shrink its oil operations footprint in these areas, providing additional land that can be used for new non-oil uses. Control of these properties would then be transferred to the port to be leased by port customers. And the revenue from these new leases would be split equally between the port and the City of Long Beach, creating a new revenue stream. In addition to that revenue, and also as a part of this agreement, the port will advance $12 million to the City of Long Beach, which will be used to fund the Queen Mary's many reopening amenities and activities, ongoing restoration projects, and infrastructure needed at the site. This is going to help expedite the Queen Mary's return to profitability. The city's allocation of the new revenue share will be used to repay the advance, and after which it will accrue to the city's Tightlands Operating Fund to be used for various infrastructure projects in our shoreline area. Again, this is a fund that we know has a uncertain future given the shifting, complex legislative landscape around the legislative environment around oil production. This proposed agreement will bolster our local economy and better position Long Beach in the tourism and goods movement industries. Now, we expect that this proposed agreement to go before the City Council next month, at which time we'll have more information to share. But at this point, I want to thank our city leadership, our city manager, Tom Modica, our department heads, and our staff for their hard work on this proposal. And I appreciate the Port of Long Beach's leadership for engaging with us in this opportunity, and our Harbor Commission for their support of this new partnership, this new direction. And now I want to welcome up our Vice Mayor, Cindy Allen, who's been involved in showing leadership for more innovative ways to partner with the Port on the Queen Mary. So please welcome Vice Mayor Cindy Allen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am really excited to be here today and to be taking part in this announcement. A little over 2 years ago, I asked my city council colleagues to identify pathways in which the port and the city could work together to secure the future of the Queen Mary. And I can tell you this, without a doubt, the Queen Mary is important to me. It's important to the city, and it's important to everyone in this country and even around the world. After a lot of time and discussion and strategy, we are here today with a proposed partnership. But there are many benefits to the partnership, and as the mayor mentioned, this will grow our Long Beach initiative and enhance our economy. It will be key to implementing strategies and policies that will facilitate our future and economic success by diversifying the local economy and establishing new revenues and growing targeted industry sectors. This will also be a focused effort in the city's shift away from fossil fuels. The 13.9 acres of former oil operating property will strengthen and grow transportation and logistics at the port. And of course, new revenue streams will be created by private leaseholders. And of course, the $12 million advancement will support our iconic Queen Mary. All of this together will in turn strengthen the broader tourism and hospitality sector here in Long Beach. We've come a long way since our initial discussions back in 2021, and I am pleased with the direction and all of the effort that has gone into this from the bottom of my heart. I am so pleased. I couldn't imagine several years ago that when I crafted this item with council that we would be here. So I'm just excited. I look forward to the many benefits that this partnership can bring. And I look forward to discussing all of this with my council colleagues in the future. Now I would like to bring up the amazing Councilwoman Mary Zendejas from the 1st District.
Thank you so much, Vice Mayor, and thank you so much for the incredible work that you've done to get us here. Hello, everyone. What a beautiful, beautiful day it is in Long Beach today. Welcome to the beautiful Queen Mary. I am honored to join my colleagues and our friends at the Long Beach Port in sharing this great news today for this exciting potential partnership. The last few years, we've focused a great deal on this iconic landmark behind me. We've conducted critical repairs to ensure its structural integrity and safety. And we continue to work diligently on many other historic preservations and restoration projects on board. As the Queen Mary continues its reopening and welcomes passengers from around the world back on board, the $12 million advance funding from this agreement will significantly support many of these projects and activities taking place. And as the Queen Mary steadily generates more revenue from those attractions, we will continue to be in a much better position to conduct additional future restorations and development for the ship and its surrounding 43 acres. The Queen Mary is the crown jewel, not only of our shoreline, but of our entire city. And we must continue to treat her with the devotion and the care that she deserves. At this time, it is my absolute pleasure to now invite up Deputy Executive Director for the Port of Long Beach, Noel Hasegaba. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that very kind introduction, Council Members Zendejas. On behalf of the Port of Long Beach Harbor Commission, our Executive Director, Mario Cordero, it truly is my pleasure to join Mayor Richardson, Vice Mayor Allen, Council Members Zendejas, and Council Member Duggan in announcing this strategic collaborative solution. As you've heard already, what we're announcing here today together is just one fruit of a months-long and ongoing process where we've tried to optimize and maximize the way that we approach multiple challenges at the same time and come up with solutions that address multiple challenges at the same time. And so we're very excited to join our city leadership and be able to announce this, that will invest in the very near term some needed funding to bring our iconic Queen Mary back to operation. And I can tell you this, that these win-win solutions don't just happen. They require engagement and leadership at all levels of the city and port leadership. I can tell you that our mayor and our city council members, along with our harbor commissioners, have provided a great deal of leadership in tasking staff to come up with innovative, creative solutions, this being one of them. But it also required the engagement and support of our city manager, as well as our executive director at the port, and our incredible staff, both at the city and the port. And at this time, I'd really like to recognize two individuals who made this agreement possible. They were the ones who were in the trenches and brought all these terms that you've just heard to fruition. And that is from the Port of Long Beach, our Managing Director of Finance and Administration, Sam Juneblatt. And from the City of Long Beach Economic Development, Johnny Vallejo. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, on behalf of the Port of Long Beach, we celebrate this announcement with our city leadership, and just know that we will continue collaborating with our city partners because the Port of Long Beach is a member of the city family. And listen, we are always better together. Thank you very much.
All right. Let's hear it for the city council members and Noel. Thank you so much for your comments. Also want to acknowledge Councilmember Christina Duggan, who is chair of our Coastal Protection and Climate Committee. So thank you so much for joining us today as well. As we conclude, and we'll take some questions, and if there are any, and then go to interpretation. We just want to just sum it up and say that this is what it requires. It requires us to work together, think about innovative ways to work together, because the city, all cities have big challenges, but when we work together, we can find solutions. This creates more opportunities at the port. When the port does well, the city of Long Beach does well. It creates revenue streams to help offset oil revenues that are anticipated to decline, and it helps inject much needed resources in our Queen Mary. That's a win-win-win. It helps create a more sustainable economy, but also make sure that our port has the room to operate and be efficient and grow. So we want to thank all of you for that. At this point, we want to go ahead and, are there any questions from media that are here? Press telegram.
Hi, I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about what shrinking the oil operations means on that 13 acres. Is that like getting rid of it entirely, or?
Okay, I'm going to repeat the question. So Christy Hutchins said, what does it mean by shrinking your oil operations? What it means is, and I'm going to ask Tom to come up and join us on these, but the amount of footprint around some of the oil operations we have is underutilized. So we can shrink our footprint and create and open up new space that still remains, that some of those operations that we're legally required to do still can operate, but doesn't have to take up so much space, and it frees up additional space for additional leases and port development. Tom, anything?
Yeah, so several years back, there was a charter amendment where the city took over operations of oil in the port area. It used to be a port operation, so it's their land, but we have large easements to be able to do that work. And so we tasked our team to be creative and see where can we have joint interests. And so what we're doing is taking that land and giving up anything that's not needed for current operations, because we're not planning on doing a whole lot more out there, shrink it down, and then lease out that extra land that's available. So it's being more efficient and also generating revenue with that extra land, while we still have the environmental responsibility for the wells that are there today.
All right. Anything else? Hey, Long Beach Post.
What are some of the most critical projects or activities that you're going to be spending that $12 million on?
Well, this gets to open up, what I'm most excited about is beginning the process of planning the future. There's a lot of complexity around, coastal commission, environmental review on the Queen. but also there's a lot of infrastructure to actually invest in to make sure that we bring her up to the level that we want in order to have a quality experience. And so, Tom, you want to add any critical projects?
Now that's right. So part of this is we already invested $5 million worth of other Tidelands funds to do a lot of the safety improvements that are now done, including bringing on those beautiful boilers over there, brand new, that are going to allow for the ship to reopen. So we'll be able to reopen the ship to hotel bookings and hotel stays the week of May 12th. And a lot of this money is going to help get the ship back to where it's generating its own revenue. So prior to it closing, it was generating around $6 to $8 million of net income every year. So our goal is to put that money back into the revenue generating assets, then take all that revenue that's coming in and pour it right back into the ship and continue to do more and more. You're also standing on about 25 acres of open land, 43 when you include the carnival. This is a huge development opportunity to do something real special over here. So part of it is starting to invest in that process. That's going to take several years. And then we wanted to do a lot more of the additional kind of cosmetic on the ship itself. You'll see as you get on, a lot has been done, but with more revenue, the more we can make it beautiful and open up more and more areas of the ship. We even had a wedding, our very first wedding, a very small one, last Saturday, and new weddings coming on, so special events are happening. And we want to start doing special events again in the parking lot, on the ship, and also at the event park. So all those things are still being planned out. We'll get council approval to, next week to move forward with this, and then we'll start planning out a detailed line item budget.
All right, anyone else? Christy.
Just wondering if you have any idea what kind of companies the excess land would be leased out to, like shippers, cargo yards, anything like that?
Well, not at this point, but I'll defer to Noel.
We can certainly speak generally. I can tell you that the real estate here at the port is one of the most highly desired, and it's what we call prime real estate. And today we have a number of companies that are involved in logistics in one way or the other. Certainly we have terminal operators who operate our terminal operations, but we also have a number of other logistical companies, and we believe that this land will attract many, many suitors in the years ahead.
Prime real estate. All right. Anything else? All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll now proceed with interpretation, and staff will still be on site if there are additional questions on site. Thank you so much.
Hola, muy buenas tardes. Gracias por sintonizarse una vez más al canal de Long Beach aquí en el Queen Mary. Les damos la más cordial bienvenida. En la ciudad de Long Beach está anunciado una asociación anticipada entre la ciudad y el puerto de Long Beach que proporcionaría un apoyo de inversión para el Queen Mary. Además, fortalecerá dos sectores muy importantes, la industria de Long Beach en el turismo, hospitalidad, transporte y logística. A la misma vez, el Departamento de Recursos Energéticos de Long Beach ha identificado 13.9 acres de propiedad de operaciones petroleras subutilizadas, controladas por la ciudad, ubicadas en las zonas aledañas de la jurisdicción portuaria. Según el acuerdo propuesto, Long Beach y Energy Resources reduciría sus operaciones petroleras en estas áreas, proporcionando tierras adicionales que pueden utilizarse para nuevos proyectos en el mismo. Además, queremos enfatizar que todo esto es un proyecto en conjunto con la asociación. El costo de esas propiedades se transferiría al puerto para ser arrendado próximamente por clientes del mismo puerto. Y los ingresos de la misma manera serán reinvertidos una y otra vez en las partes iguales entre el puerto y la ciudad. Como parte del acuerdo, el puerto adelantará 12 millones a la ciudad, utilizando para financiar las comodidades y actividades de reapertura del Queen Mary, apoyando a dichos proyectos, restauración en curso o abordar las necesidades de infraestructura en el sitio para ayudar al Queen Mary, generando ingresos, apoyando la restauración futura y adicional que el desarrollo final de 43 acres de las zonas aledañas que están en su proximidad. La asignación de la ciudad de la nueva participación en los ingresos se utilizará para pagar, saldar y liquidar a la misma vez estos mismos costos para que pueda generar sus propios ingresos año tras año. Y después de todo, de lo cual se acumulará a la diversión operativa de The Thailands, que está aquí mismo en la ciudad. Se espera que el acuerdo se ponga en marcha ya de nuevo próximamente en mayo, con el presente y el Consejo Municipal para que sea diseñado y aprobado por los mismos participantes de Long Beach. Tomamos todas estas consideraciones de los mismos y les damos un cordial bienvenida a todos ustedes por acompañarnos. Que tengan buen día y muchísimas gracias por sintonizar una vez más. Hasta luego.